It's 6:02 p.m. on July 21st, 2015. I'd like to open the select board meeting. Welcome everybody here. We have something to add to the agenda before we go any further, which would be a dog complaint that Shannon and I have been involved in over on River Road. So we'll add that to probably new business, just so that we do this the proper way. But I will now call the meeting to order. We'll go through the minutes of June 29th, 2015, a special meeting. Do I hear a motion?
And make a motion to accept the minutes already.
Second?
Motion's been made and seconded to approve the minutes of June 29th, 2015. Is there any discussion?
It was a great meeting.
Okay, anybody else? Hearing none, all those in favor of the motion signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed or abstaining? July 6th, regular meeting. Do I have a motion to that?
I'll make a motion for the second.
A second on it?
Second.
Motion's been made and seconded to approve the July 6th, 2015 regular meeting. Is there any comments on that one? Hearing none, what's
No,
that?
just, I wasn't here. I wasn't present.
All right. Hearing none, all those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Aye. Opposed or abstaining? Road business, road foreman's report. I have that somewhere. I know I do. The roads are in pretty good shape. We continue to grade and haul gravel to the dirt roads. We have replaced some culverts and the crew will be cutting brush next week. As far as the equipment goes, the 09 Sterling has a fan clutch problem, which has been making it run a little hot. The fan blade itself needs to be replaced as it's got several cracks in it. That is going to be done probably tomorrow. The 2011 F350 has a wiring harness issue to the rear lights, and that is going to be fixed sometime next week. We ended up replacing the warning light on the grader because the warning light that was on it was interfering with the radio constantly. The new loader is here from CAT. We'll be having the radio installed in it and also have warning lights installed. CAT is paying for both of those to be done. And they removed the old loader. Steepway Road, the road we've been waiting for the contractor to finally get his work done, is done. They did a pretty good job getting the ditches back and cleaned up like they were supposed to, and they re-gravelled the road, so it looks good right at the moment. As far as vacations go, I will be on vacation from the 24th of this month till August 2nd. Steve's actually on vacation now, but he's taking half days next week to finish up some more vacation time. His granddaughter's out from Arizona. I will be leaving a list for the crew, things for them to do while I'm gone. If we get a storm, Jay Wilson will be in to help if they need him. Christopher Williams will check in with the road crew daily to see if there's any need of repairs or equipment needs to be done, or if he has any complaints about anything else. Depot Road, I'll be getting together with Christopher and Mark Pickering when I get back to bid out the spot on Depot Road where it's trying to slide in the river. That is all I have for that.
How's that new loader go?
What's that?
Do you like that hydroset on that loader?
I haven't even tried it yet, but they've been running. They seem to like it pretty well.
Yeah. Good.
Where is that section that's sliding?
Just below where the Jersey barriers are, in Depot. It's done one of these deals and the blacktop's cracked open with that there. So it's gonna have to be dug out, riprap put in there, and then repaved. I think we're gonna have to do some ditch work on the other side of the road too, but I gotta get together with Christopher and Mark Pickering and come up with a set of specs for it. Is there anything else under the road foreman's road commissioner's report that we should be dealing with? Anybody want to make a motion to accept it?
I make a motion to accept them.
Second.
Motion's been made and seconded to approve the road foreman's road commissioner's report. Is there any other discussion? Anybody from the audience? Hearing none, all those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed or abstaining? The ayes have it. Arch Bridge discussion. Does anybody want to discuss the Arch Bridge? I don't really have any updates on it, so.
Well, the only thing that I'd like to discuss, at least to put out, is that we did get on the June 29th meeting, when it was brought up that there may be an option, a third option, and the engineers at VTrans, some engineer at VTrans did make a sketch of that third option, and I think they're calling it, I don't know, 1B or something like that. The first options were in this particular folder that we all got a few months back, that is open for the public to view. We have copies here, so they can come here and they take a look at it if they're interested in knowing about the choices for reconstruction of the Arch Bridge. But since the June 29th meeting and the drawing of the third option, which I don't have in front of me, but I can get it for you, and you can get it. The public is certainly invited to come here. It's right here. This is the third option. It's an illustration. I don't know. Have you seen it, Dennis?
I was just looking at it.
Oh,
actually.
good, perfect. All right, so it's right here, and it gives the third option, and I'll just pass it around so that you are here can take a look at it if you have any questions. And and it's always available here for the public to see. If you have any questions, we'll do our best to answer them.
Still a one-way bridge.
We want to be as open and transparent and as we possibly can be.
One lane, two lane, and this?
Actually, it is a two-lane. You can
Two-lane.
correct me if I'm wrong. It's a two-lane bridge that is marked, striped, I think is the correct word, for one-lane traffic, except on the occasions when there is a real emergency.
Like today.
Like
We
today.
detoured traffic over that bridge today
When-
because of the accident on Grimestone, so.
Right. Or something like Irene, where the bridge over Route 30 is closed, or there's an accident, or some bona fide emergency, then it can be
Opened up for two-lane.
opened up for two-lane traffic, but only during emergencies.
When we met in June over to the old garage, that was one of the options that came up was, let's go 2 lanes, but let's stripe it down to 1 lane so it keeps the traffic slow. And the other part of that was go to a 3-way stop to get the traffic to stop in all directions, to try to help alleviate some of the traffic concerns over there. So
Yeah.
I've talked to quite a few people, and they seem to be happy as long as we stripe that down to a 1 lane and get the traffic, the stop signs up there and the other traffic calming that the state will do there. So
It's just a matter of safety, traffic calming. I'm sure you're all aware of some of the special needs of the people who live right on Dover Road in Williamsville. You know, they don't have sidewalks. Basically, their yard is right on the road, and there is no space for walking your dogs or crossing the road, and people do speed through there. So they're very concerned about that.
So we're going to continue discussing this until Marion gets back. In that particular meeting, we'll probably vote. We have to have this into V-Trans by the end of August, or that puts that bridge off however many years, and that bridge can't be put up. So
Right.
that bridge could be closed most any time. It's so bad. So the select board will have to come together. It's not the next meeting, it's the meeting after, I believe.
August 17th.
Yeah, and vote on to which way to go with the bridge. So
So it's basically semantics. You're gonna put in a roadway that qualifies for 2 lanes, but you're gonna stripe it in such a way that everybody's happy by
Right.
thinking
Right.
it's 1 lane.
Right.
It's called compromising.
and over the next 85 years, you'll have a 2-lane bridge there if they want to go two lanes, or
How
you
about that?
know,
Yeah.
hopefully it makes everybody happy and it works
Right.
well.
And that is our job, I think, to try to.
The safety issues are our
Safety is
biggest
number
concern.
one. And,
Somebody will be unhappy.
well, of course, we're not worried about that, but it's basically striving for meeting the collective needs of all the citizens.
I don't like where they really put this last stop sign though.
Which one? Oh, no, this is not correct. They were, the actual drawing was to have the 3 stop signs here and no stop sign there.
Right,
That's what you were thinking was
right,
better,
I think
right?
that was drawing, they said you drew
I
a picture of
know,
it.
I know, well, I think it was just a quickie.
Yeah.
But,
These proposed stop signs,
that particular.
those are just proposals at this point? They
Well,
haven't
no,
been-
we can change these actually, but this particular one was not the one that we were talking about. We were talking about putting 3 on the
One here,
Dover Road
one there,
side.
one right here.
Similar to how Auger Hill and Dover Road is today.
Make that T intersection an all-way stop. There wouldn't be one way back here,
Yeah,
that would be
no, it's
pointless. But yeah, it's something we can
Yeah, we can
discuss with
tweak those
V-Trans more
things.
too.
It's a intersection that, especially if you're not familiar,
Right,
and you're on the
Absolutely.
straight side,
Absolutely.
coming to just fly through that.
That's
Right.
it.
I mean, it just, I've done it myself.
Mhm.
right. Okay, anything else on that? As I said, tell everybody if they've got any, they want to give us any feedback, that they have 2 more meetings to do it, so. Or they can write a letter and under correspondence, because I think we have a
Did we
letter
get
here,
any?
actually, I think so, but we'll get into that one later. Access permit, we have 1 access permit, I believe that's what these people are here for. Sandra and Walter Daddick, did I say that right?
Absolutely. Yeah.
They would like to have an access for a garage off of South Wardsboro Road, just below Cushion Flats. They've marked it out. Christopher looked at it, and I've looked at it. They've got plenty of site visibility. The only thing I said to Shannon was that, and she was supposed to write it in here, I don't know if she has or not, that the drainage off of South Wardsboro Road, which I talked to you guys about, would have to stay the same, so, but you're familiar with that anyway, so.
Yeah.
Otherwise, I think they're all set. And if anybody would like to make a motion on that, we can accept it or whatever you guys want to do, but it meets the regs, so.
I'll make a motion to set that permit.
I'll second it.
Motion's been made and seconded to approve the application of Sandra and Walter Daddick for purpose of a garage or right-of-way permit. Is there any other discussion? Hearing none, all those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed or abstaining? And I don't know if this goes to you guys or if the town keeps it on record.
Let's see the other page.
I'm not really sure.
Maybe make them a copy of it.
Yeah.
I mean, you keep the original probably.
Yeah.
We need this.
Probably the thing to do is stop in and see Shannon tomorrow.
Sure.
She can make you copies of it or
What time is she open tomorrow?
sometime after 9 o'clock.
Easy, yep, that's easy.
No,
She's
no.
right here when you come in, so.
Yeah, we can talk to her before.
Yeah.
She's become my new best friend.
She's that for a lot of people.
All right, let's get this one to sit here. Okay, on the schedule, members of the public. That would be you, Gunther.
Okay, everybody take a break.
Does anybody want to say anything?
Come on, Gunther. Gunther?
New business, checklist.
No, nothing to say?
Yeah, my flowers look blooming.
He hasn't been run over by a,
Gorgeous rainbow.
hasn't been run over by a rooster, he's good.
No.
10 minutes ago.
Checklist for internal controls, this is something that's new that the state sent out,
Yeah.
and Maureen filled it out. And when I read it over, everything seems to be fine. Did everybody get a chance to read it?
Yeah, I sort of looked it over.
It's just accounting stuff that we're supposed to be doing and she is doing. And
I did see a question mark, which I'm not sure actually.
Any extra copies?
I
I haven't
haven't.
seen a copy of it.
Oh, you have
get
it?
you a copy from Tashianity. The question mark is, are prior outstanding checks and deposits showing as cleared each month?
So that would,
First you
that
put
would be important, I would think.
no, then don't know. Yeah. We gotta sign it, but we can still make a note for it.
Clarification on
Yeah.
that one?
If you got a sticky note or something.
A sticky note?
The select board's gotta sign off just saying that she does this stuff. Again, it's something new that the state came up with this year. It was supposed to have been signed and sent in before now, but we didn't
It's
get
your
it.
favorite color, Todd.
Nice, very
And
nice.
this is This is just the administrative assistant?
No, that's the treasurer.
This is the treasurer?
Yeah.
Oh, I see, okay, yeah. Yeah, I'm not
Shannon helped her with it.
familiarize myself with it.
Probably thing to do would be stop and
Yeah. I
get a
will.
copy from Shannon.
Okay.
There's somewhere there, this check we need to put down.
I'll get a copy from Shannon
Yeah.
tomorrow and just familiarize myself with it.
It's on the second page.
You wanna write something? Like,
Hi,
can you clarify your question mark?
okay, please.
Otherwise, I would entertain the motion that the select board sign this. I don't know if I just gotta sign it or whether it's the whole board, but it has to be signed tonight. Or it's supposed to be signed tonight. Do you want more time to look at it? I mean, it's supposed to be in, but
I don't expect a problem with it, but I'll stop in and familiarize myself with it and
Yeah.
sign it
Did you
tomorrow.
want
I just-
the clarification to be shared with
I
you
want to sign it when I have looked at it.
and
Okay.
share with Todd?
sure, and then I can let the board know.
Yeah. Okay.
So it's pretty much straightforward. Mike, did you get it? Did you have a chance to look at that?
No, no.
Do we wanna table this till the end of the meeting so you guys get more of a chance to look at it or just sign it?
I did go over it.
I did too.
Uh,
We can table it till the end of the meeting if you want.
What is it?
yeah,
You got this, the 1 minutes that we missed too? You gotta do
Yeah, she doesn't
something.
have it on there.
She doesn't.
She didn't have it on the agenda and they can't do it unless
It's
it's on the agenda, so
not on the agenda, so that makes it,
we'll have
Out
to
of
do it at the
our
next
hands.
meeting. Okay, we will table that for now, and we're already down to correspondence, so would you just look over there and see if there's, I think there's supposed to be a letter from Deb Luskin here. You're closer than I am. Right in that top box there, it should say correspondence, one of those.
Now, what's the process with this if, like on the, don't know? Did the town remain within the budget last year? And she answers it, I don't
Probably
know.
because the audit hasn't been done yet.
So, okay, so.
That's what I'm assuming she meant.
Well, I
Because the
guess,
audit
I guess
hasn't
my
done it.
question was, you know, what's the procedure where there's,
That I don't know. We can find out.
I mean, does the town receive monthly cash allocation reports? If a pool of cash account is used? I don't know. I guess those are things
Yeah.
she probably should be able to answer.
Maybe we should invite her to the next meeting,
Yeah.
have her answer any of the questions we have on these. I'll have Shannon make a copy if you want to come in and,
Yeah,
if you
no,
want
I
to come in and
will.
make question marks on that. We'll have Maureen come in and
Yeah.
answer those questions next meeting. Because I don't have the answers to it either, so. Did you find some correspondence?
I did.
Did you-
I have several. Here's from Deborah. Actually, she has more than one. That's not
Actually, we
one.
aren't done with correspondence yet. Wait a minute. I'm glad you brought that up. We're supposed to bring up the dog complaint stuff before we go into the correspondence, but. Are you guys familiar with the dog complaint that we were talking about?
I'm not.
The other
I am.
day,
I am.
people were riding horses at West River Stables, which is now called something else, but anyways. And all of a sudden, 11 huskies came running into the field.
Would you like me to read it?
Sure, there's 2 of them there.
It's fine.
Read that
Okay.
one for now.
For your information, it's on a Newfane Animal Control Complaint Report. I received a call from the Vermont State Police on Tuesday, July 14th, 2015, stating that there had been a complaint from Winchester Stables about huskies running loose at the stables. He gave me the contact information for Rebecca at Winchester Stables. I followed up by telephone with Rebecca and learned that on the evening of July 13th, at approximately 6 p.m., approximately 11 husky dogs came running into the fields of Winchester Stables. The dogs began chasing horses that were out in the pasture, as well as horses being ridden. Many horses were spooked and were bucking. All riders were able to control their horses and get them to safety. Both employees and riders helped to corral and leash the huskies. The owner showed up with a young boy. The young boy apologized and helped to gather the animals. The owner of the animals did not assist or speak to anyone. The animals were identified as belonging to Samantha Rivera of 22 Blueberry Circle, right up the road from Winchester Stables. On the afternoon of July 14th, Todd Lawley and I drove past 22 Blueberry Circle. It did not appear that anyone was at home at the time. No animals were visible. We did observe a fenced-in area, although I was not certain it was a suitable enclosure for 11 animals. After observing the property and discussing the situation, Todd and I made the decision to send a certified letter to Samantha Rivera regarding the situation. Although this is not the first complaint, the former animal control officer did not keep an appropriate record of prior complaints. Therefore, we feel it is best that we start at the first step. The dog owner has 30 days in which to respond to the letter. We have since received numerous written complaints regarding the situation that occurred, both from employees and patrons of Winchester Stables. This situation could have been tragic. A pack of huskies chasing horses and riders is dangerous. At this point, I would recommend aggressive follow-up. Shannon Meckel, July 21st, 2015. Did you want me to read another one, or is that okay?
We've got complaint letters, but they basically say what she just said there. This is the letter that Shannon and I drafted back to.
Okay, this
Are the
was sent.
complaints all about the same incident?
Yeah. Well, we'll back up a little bit. Last year, I think they said that they had one incident like that before.
But we have no proof of it.
Because the dog officer before, or animal control officer before, didn't follow up with it much. But this one we did. And then we have the certified, we sent it certified mail and got a receipt back, so she does have it.
Okay. July 15, 2015, Samantha Rivera, 22 Blueberry Circle, Newfane, Vermont. Dear Ms. Rivera, the Select Board of the Town of Newfane has received numerous complaints regarding the dogs that reside at your property of 22 Blueberry Circle in Newfane. The complaints refer to the dogs getting loose and disturbing both employees, animals, and patrons of a nearby facility. After review of the complaints, the Select Board finds that you are in violation of the duly adopted Animal Nuisance Control Ordinance. Article 6 violations read as follows. A domestic pet, domestic animal, or wolf hybrid in the following situation is hereby declared to be a public nuisance in violation of Article 3 above. Section F. The domestic pet, except domestic cat, domestic animal, or wolf hybrid is running at large. Section H. The domestic pet, domestic animal, or wolf hybrid is causing damage to the property of anyone other than its owner by 1. Turning over garbage cans, or doing damage to gardens, flowers, shrubs, or vegetables, or injuring or worrying people, domestic animals, domestic pets, or wolf hybrids. Article 7, Enforcement and Penalties read as follows. B. Response to violations by animal control officer. When a domestic pet, domestic animal, or wolf hybrid is found to be in violation of this ordinance, an animal control officer may take one or more of the following actions. 1. Serve the owner with a written notice, we did, stating the nature of the violation and providing a reasonable time limit for the satisfactory correction thereof. The offender shall, within the period of time stated, permanently cease and correct all violations. Any person who continues any violation beyond the specific time limit shall be issued a municipal complaint, a ticket, pursuant to subsection 5 of this section. If the animal is deemed a dangerous animal, it is required that the domestic pet or animal be restrained by a leash while off the premises of its owner. 2. Issue a municipal complaint, a ticket, per the provisions of 24 VSA 1974A and 1977. 3. Confine or impound the domestic pet, domestic animal, or wolf hybrid. The former animal control officer has spoken with you in the past with no resolution being reached. This most recent incident was a very dangerous one and could have resulted in serious injury or worse. The complaints received will remain on file. As we currently have a vacancy in the animal control officer position, the Select Board serves as the animal control officer. Therefore, the Select Board requests that you respond to this complaint within 30 days of the date of this letter. if we do not receive a response within 30 days, and if the violation continues, the Select Board will issue a citation. I have enclosed a copy of the ordinance for your further review. Please let me know if you have questions regarding the ordinance. I look forward to hearing from you in the hopes that a resolution can be reached that will benefit all. And Todd signed this one.
So that is what we're dealing with. And hopefully we're gonna get a response from him soon. If not, we'll
Do we need
continue
to,
on with it, but go ahead.
do we need to make an earmark or make a note to ourselves that we do need to put a little bit more effort into finding an animal control officer? Even if it means modifying that position a bit, or,
Yeah, we should have it on the agenda every meeting until we find one probably. So that we keep aware of it.
I'm just thinking it's time we,
I heard you were gonna do it.
oh, no,
Should
but,
I can make a motion to that effect.
well, I bet not.
It's a tough position to fill.
Oh,
It is
yeah.
a tough position.
And anybody that we seem to have ever gotten takes the position, doesn't take it for very long.
No. It's a thankless job.
It is.
That was the second one we were on this week. We had another one that was a minor. Pretty much took care of itself, but this one has a possibility of getting somebody really hurt, so.
What do they do with all of them? Do they use them for sled dogs or something like
That's
that?
what I was wondering.
She breeds them, I guess. So I don't know if she
Does she
sells
have a
them or.
license? You know, there is a kennel
Yeah.
license in our.
Shannon, you'd have to talk to Shannon. I don't wanna
Oh,
say something I'm not supposed to,
Okay,
because I'm
no.
not sure whether she does or not.
that's right,
So if I,
right.
I'm not sure. I think she does, but I don't know that for sure. But yeah, we're gonna have to keep an eye on it. Don't need anybody getting hurt or killed down there.
Do we have a formal ticket that we do issue?
Yes.
We do have one.
Yep.
So yeah, have to go to court with it. Anybody else got anything on this for now?
No, but we need to put it on the agenda.
Yeah, she can get it off this. So. Yeah, we'll keep putting it on the agenda. We'd love to have you guys put a nice little thing off the side of your garage to keep pound dogs.
I
Have a
really
dog,
think
thank you.
that Gunter would be
Once
perfect.
enough.
But you know, you have herding dogs.
No, I don't have hunting dogs.
Ernie.
Herding.
Herding, yeah,
Oh, you said
your
herding.
dogs are trained to herd. Those are 11 dogs, they need herding.
There you go.
See, here we go. We're getting closer to this all the
I
time.
tell you, I just can't keep up with you, Gunter.
Is the animal control officer, is that a volunteer position?
Well, there's-
It's appointed,
There's like $400 that goes with the job, so it's not much money.
but you basically use it to cover your expenses of traveling.
Mileage or whatever.
You know, mileage, also if you
I think he's interested.
spend time.
You need
Well,
a sign-up sheet or?
we actually could give you a job description, but I don't know where Shannon keeps that job description.
No, thank you.
But you're coming in tomorrow, so you could ask Shannon for a job description.
We gotta get the house straightened out first.
Yeah, we'll have
Protect
Shannon.
your Social Security.
We'll have Shannon keep it on the agenda. See if we can get somebody.
I'll talk to you about it later.
So now we are down to correspondence. I'm sorry I
Okay.
interrupted you, but I forgot about this, so I didn't want to make sure I brought it up, so. But you go ahead and do correspondence.
I'm sorry. Okay. Just make sure that I have them all. Don't want to leave anyone out.
There must be one for each
That's
one of them.
Annie Landenberger. This was also in there, but this is not really correspondence, is it?
No.
No, I don't really know what that is. Okay. So these are the letters that we received, and we want to share them with you all. Okay, July 20th, dear Newfane Selectboard, with a group of young and older folks from the community, I'm producing Our Town at the Williamsville Hall in late August. That's a play. Because this, the Rock River Players, is a new venture, we could use a little publicity boost. Therefore, I'm writing to request permission to hang a banner across Dover Road to promote the production. If you approve, I'll consult with Todd Lawley about where the best place to hang the banner would be, and I'll speak with any neighbors necessary in order to secure their permission. Thank you for your consideration. Regards, Annie Landenberger.
I would have to check with Merle first. I don't know if there's anything in zoning about banners or not.
Put it
We
up.
put it up there, the
Put
Heritage
it up for
Festival.
the Heritage Festival
Yeah.
every
Right.
year.
That's got that wire right across here to hang it on.
Yeah.
I mean, that might be a perfect spot for her to hang it, even though it's not in place.
The other place is in front of the Williamsville Hall, but there's nothing
Right.
to hang it up on.
Isn't directional or informational signage exempt from the normal sign?
I think so.
I would think that would be kind of fall into the category of informational.
Yeah. She'd have to make sure, if she's gonna put it over the road, she'd have to make sure she secures it really well.
Yeah.
So a log truck or
Would you like
loader
to
or
talk
something.
further with Annie and see what she's thinking and answer any questions that you might have about it?
Does the board have any problem with it?
As long as it's legal, I don't see a problem.
Yeah, I don't have a problem with it.
As long as it gets taken down as soon as it.
That's as long
Please
as it's
over.
taken down. Yeah.
I think it's a pretty exciting venture.
My problem with it is, I'm going on vacation here. Right off, and I won't be back till August 2nd. When is this thing? When is it gonna be?
I don't remember, but it's the end of August.
I'd like to come and talk to Shannon. She relayed a message to her or something.
When are you leaving?
Thursday morning.
So you have time, perhaps, to talk to Shannon and get a little bit more information from Annie,
Yeah.
yes?
I'll have Shannon
There you go.
follow up with her and tell her
Cheers.
the board's okay with it once it gets behind it not to obstruct traffic.
Okay, this letter's from Deborah Lee Luskin, Select Board, Town of Newfane, dated July 21st. To the Select Board, even if I'd known earlier, I wouldn't have been able to deliver my letter to you in person today, as I am previously scheduled to attend the reparative parole panel for the young man who crashed his car on Grimes Hill Road by my house a year ago this week. Wow, is that... Yeah. He had been charged with negligent operation of a motor vehicle, has lost his license and totaled his car and been unable to work without transportation. I'm attending this meeting to let him know that he is not the only victim of this recklessness. I'm appearing with my young dog to tell this young man how speeding on Grimes Hill and crashing his car has terrified us. As a result, we usually cut across our neighbor's land when we head out for a walk in that direction. But we still have to walk on the road for part of the way. Roads are public rights of way for pedestrians, cyclists, and motor vehicles. The safety of all must be maintained for all. Speeding motor vehicles pose the greatest threat to all of these users. Speeders affect those of us who simply live on this road. When I'm working in my garden, I am acutely aware of traffic noise, especially the sound of speeding cars. To say that speeding on Grimes Hill has increased my stress and diminished my quality of life would be an understatement. It has come to my attention that another accident has taken place on Grimes Hill Road today, and that the road has been closed for part of the morning. I hope no one was hurt, but I don't know. In light of these events, I hope you will consider my letters as a plea for action on behalf of all who travel on these roads by whatever means. Because I have brought these concerns to select boards before with little to no relief, and because they are as unpleasant to write as I imagine they are to receive, I hope that you will act so that this will be the last. I look forward to learning what actions the board plans to take in this matter.
What does the board think? I mean, we just signed a contract with the state police, so my first thought would be let the state police sit there. Do traffic control there for a while and see what happens. Maybe we can slow down that way. But the problem it is, it's not just Grimes Hill. I mean, it's South Wardsboro Road, it's River Road, it's Dover Road, it's all over the place. So trying to single out Grimes Hill
Yeah.
really doesn't work, I don't think. I mean, I understand what she's saying. And to me, I'm only one member, we should have the state police set up there.
I think that's a good idea, but, how do we know which of our well-traveled roads poses the most speeding accidents or crashes, or, I mean, how do we know whether South Wardsboro Road has more incidences of accidents than Grimes Hill or
Well, if they've been
Dover
reported,
Road, or,
if they've been reported with a accident report, state of Vermont accident report, the state of Vermont has records of.
so can we see those records?
You should be able to. You'd have to get a hold of, probably, let me make a note to get a hold of Matt Mann, William Regional. I think he could probably get the information.
The only thing I'm suggesting is that by, educating ourselves, we would be better able to perhaps meet the, that would be an action that we would take. So, and meet the needs or the desire of this citizen to see that we're taking some action.
Yep.
As well as saying that we would be interested in making sure that the state police polices that road.
I can have Shannon get a hold of state police and ask them if they would do some radar.
And then we can maybe get back to her later
Right.
about what we've learned.
Well, it all goes
What
down
do
to,
you
like we
think?
said before, with the state police and everything anyways, with the sheriffs, I'm not so much thinking that they should sit right there with radar set up. Just show themselves on these roads.
Right.
Right.
And then people might slow down a little bit. I mean, you're always gonna have speeders, you're gonna have everything else. I mean, it's happened, when we were kids, we were the speeders and all this stuff. And I mean, it's,
Speak for yourself.
it was, I mean, and it happens all the time. But I said, it's just as the same with the guy with the cars or the people that are walking in. They gotta be aware of what's coming too.
Right.
Because it is, I mean, you can put all you want out there to stop them, but you're still gonna have that one car that's gonna come flying through there.
You always got the people that don't pay attention to signs.
Well, I have to say that particular stretch of road is kind of like a roller coaster. I mean, it was windy, it has these great hills, I could see how that's tempting. I don't. But could you say that a little louder, please? And I've personally seen, I've been passed myself, and I go at least the speed limit, maybe tweaking a little bit more, but not much. And people have passed me going, and it's a double line. I'm always surprised.
Yeah, but Vermont allows double line passing. Vermont allows double line passing.
They do?
They do.
Yes, they do.
Yeah, yep, absolutely.
Well, that's a new piece of information for me.
Is it under any circumstances?
Yeah.
Then why bother with the double line?
So why?
It's actually against the law, but you can't be cited for it unless it causes another action, like an accident.
Like the one today.
Then they can cite you for the double line passing.
There was an accident today on
Yeah, that's
Grimes
what I
Hill.
heard about it,
Sometimes when you think about a road like Grimes Hill Road, it's almost, you're almost being penalized with accidents because of the good road condition. Where you take some of the other roads like the Wardsboro Road or
Tell me how fast.
Newfane Hill
That's our
Road,
house.
it forces you to drive at a slower speed. It's,
Well, I
Horseboro,
might
they travel
argue on the
pretty
Newfane Hill Road.
Yeah, I mean,
I've
Newfane
lost-
Hill Road, they go down that road at 50 or
55
more,
miles
coming
an
all the way
hour.
from the top down.
And I've lost a dog on that road. She died in my arms on the road. Yeah. So, yeah. It's-
The trouble with Grimes Hill is, or with all the roads, they're too narrow. They don't have breakdown lanes or anything, and they're just big enough for a car. So if you're a little bit careless, all of a sudden you're off one side or the other. And on top of that, I mean, I talked to a youngster who had a driving permit who was going 85 on 91. And she says, as long as the state police doesn't stop you, it's legal. That's youngsters' attitude.
Yeah.
well, it's hard for the state police or the sheriff's department. We contract with them, but I believe, I don't know what you're contracting now, it used to be $10,000.
That's what it is.
And the sheriff was, I believe, just under $50 an hour. When you really look at the amount of hours, that calculates to about 0.2% of the hours in the course of a year. and you're hoping that he's gonna happen to catch somebody who's speeding or doing something and we have a tendency to right away blame it on the state police, but it's almost impossible, or the sheriff's department, with such a small, budget and the available hours that we purchase from them. It's pretty hard for them to make a dent.
Well, Dennis, do you think it's any kind of deterrent if they just drive or just park their car, and people who are coming around lickety-split and then they see that car, they slow down and they say, next time they go down that road, they say, well, there was that officer sitting behind that tree, maybe I better slow down. I don't know, but.
Do any of these, and I'm asking the question, these mileage recorders that you see on the roadside from time to time, do any of those, can they snap a picture of a license plate? In other words, if somebody flies through and it registers 50 miles an hour, like they do on the, on some of the toll roads and stuff like that. I don't know if there is
I
such
think I have heard of that, but I don't know.
I mean, they got these cameras recording cars driving through red lights,
Yeah,
Yes.
that's what I'm talking about.
so
Yeah,
it
exactly.
exists.
Because at least with that type of approach, you could have 24-hour monitoring, and even if you didn't ticket somebody, you could send them a warning letter, or because I don't think there's enough hours. I don't think we
No.
purchase enough hours for the state police or the sheriff's department for that matter.
You can buy these little, they get them on Putney Road now, that they start flashing, and they're solar operated, they're not that much money, you put those.
Yeah,
Yeah, I mean, you see that thing start
Just a
flickering at it, you
reminder.
slow down.
Yeah.
because
Something we can talk about some more.
How
budget
about,
time.
how Fish and Game uses dummy deer?
Cardboard.
I'm not
Blinky is
trying to
the
be
proper name.
funny, but they do. And
Blinky.
why can't you have,
Mannequin.
I didn't want to say dummy sheriffs, but how come you can't have something like that? And you just have a car behind a tree, with a little red light.
Blue.
I don't know.
You know, something right in
Fire.
town right here makes quite a little thing, where they have the yoga stuff here. They got the blue lights around their sign.
Yeah.
And you come over the top, you think that's a cop sitting there first,
Yeah.
so people slow down.
Yeah.
That's all you need to do is have a few more people decorate with some blue lights.
Yeah.
Exactly.
But I mean, that thing like you're talking about on Putney Road, didn't matter.
They're not that expensive.
No, and you stick it on a telephone pole and we'll see people see it flashing.
Something we
you
can
know?
do for
Yeah.
the budget, when we get to budget time this year.
Well, perhaps, would anyone like to spend the time investigating that?
Anybody know where that investigation would?
Well, you should be able to contact Brattleboro.
Probably the state
Town of
police
Brattleboro Highway, I
have
think.
some information.
They're the ones that put it on Putney Road, so.
But I think instead of having them just sit there with a radar set up, I think I'd rather see them out riding around. If they catch somebody, they catch somebody.
Yeah.
At least, people see them traveling roads, they will slow down.
That's true. That's what I'm thinking.
And not just that, they're doing what we said, about people burglarizing and stuff too.
Right.
Well, the suggestion that I would make in the meantime is that monitor that flashes your mileage, that they set it up in the village of Newfane from time to time. Perhaps if we put that over on Grimes Hill Road, sometimes if you just see, you don't think you're going 50 in a 35, but all of a sudden when that flashes and it's blinking like this and telling you you're going 50 or 55 miles an hour, you have a tendency to slow down.
Silly question for you.
Would you like
Would
to
you go on the
take
computer
a
and see how much
look
they
at
are?
that?
Well, no, I think the sheriff's department, the state police own them.
Well, I don't think the state police do, the sheriff's department does, but we don't contract with them this year, so.
Well, where do I don't know.
But there, like I said, there's that one on Putney Road, it's about like this, it's not very big, but it flashes pretty good. Somebody had a few minutes and just went probably online, you probably
You
find
could
out.
probably find out, sure. I mean, I can take a look, see
That'd be good.
what's there.
Maybe it's something we could get
Yeah,
out.
it's not much bigger than this piece of paper.
What's that?
They're not much bigger than that paper.
No, and you notice it.
Yeah.
Okay, let's move on
We do have one more, but it's kind of long. It's 2 pages.
from
Dash Luskin.
about,
I'm not sure. I haven't read it. Something about Route 30 in Newfane, dynamic striping on the bridge. I guess this is about the bridge.
Marriage Bridge. We can read it real quick.
You want to read it real quick?
No, you can read it real quick. Did I say we could? I meant you could.
Okay, to the members of the Newfane Selectboard, greetings. This is again from Deborah Luskin, but this is dated July 11. Over the course of the past year, I've attended 3 Selectboard meetings with V-Trans about replacing the Arch Bridge in Williamsville, where much of the debate has been about whether to build a new bridge with 1 lane or 2. I now think that this is the wrong debate, and that the real concern is one of safety for cars and pedestrians alike, and not just at the bridge, but on the roads approaching the bridge from all 3 directions. Therefore, I am less concerned about how the new bridge is built than I am concerned with a comprehensive view to safety on Depot Road, Grimesville Road, and Main Street, aka Dover Road. Of course, if drivers obeyed the posted speed limits and the current single stop sign, the need for traffic calming remedies would be unnecessary. But humans being humans, and in a rush, such measures are needed. Furthermore, speeding is likely to get worse when construction on the bridge finally takes place. During the recent 2-week closure of the Arch Bridge, speeding spread to Grimes Hill Road. Twice I was nearly clocked by oncoming speeders as I attempted to exit my driveway at number 143. But even before the bridge closure, speed has been a factor in frequent accidents on Grimes Hill in both directions. On the curve by the phone exchange building, as far as I know, no one's been hurt yet, though several cars have been totaled, trees killed, stone walls tumbled, and power lines taken down, calling out emergency services and temporarily closing the road. Speeding on Main Street through the village has also been a long-term concern for both pedestrian safety and quality of village life. Many suggestions have been proposed to the previous select boards, but no board has yet had the will to implement any. Even the dynamic striping on Route 30 in Newfane, installed by the Wyndham Regional Commission and proven effective, has been allowed to fade. The village of Newfane, however, has a profitable contract with the county sheriff, who regularly tickets speeders through the town. I think deterrence is generally more effective and certainly friendlier than enforcement, and I see the new bridge design as an opportunity to implement some of the many suggestions that have been proposed over the years, as well as some of the new ones. Some of these measures could and should be implemented even before construction begins. Some suggestions include dynamic striping on the bridge itself, dynamic striping on all 3 approaches to the bridge, fog lines on Grimes Hill Road, on Depot Road, and on Main Street, stop signs at the bridge and Depot Road and Main Street, in addition to existing stop sign on Grimes Hill. Stop sign on Main Street at Baker Brick Road by Post Office. That is a dangerous place. Sheriff's portable speed box. Permanent speed indicators installed at each end of the village and on GHR before the curve. There is one of these new types of speed indicators installed on the Putney Road, inbound between the Veterans Bridge and the Brattleboro Common. It seems effective. Enforcement, last resort. There are probably other measures V-Trans can recommend. Any one measure, singly or in coordination, would be a step toward public safety throughout the south end of town. And the sooner implemented, the more likely drivers will comply during the 6th month of construction when the detour is in place. Thank you for all the thought and consideration you're putting in to not just this project, but to all the issues that come before the board on behalf of the town. With gratitude, Deborah Lee, Luskin, Williamsville.
So I think basically it's what we've just been talking about,
Yep.
but we will put both those.
So perhaps we can follow up on this next time.
Yep. Is that all the correspondence we had?
Yeah, I think so.
Then we're down to pay orders unless anybody else has anything, which we really can't discuss unless we've had it on the agenda, so we are down to pay orders. I'd like to thank everybody for coming.